Hey everyone, and welcome to the video. So today I thought I'd give you a update on the recent Apple trade-in that I actually did. For those of you who maybe missed out on the last video, what I've done recently is I've sent off a iPhone 6s Plus, which is a spare old phone that I had lying about, and basically sent it off for a trade-in with Apple. And here in the UK, all trade-ins are dealt with by a company called Brightstar. I can't remember the exact date I sent it off, but I think it was only maybe a couple of days later that I actually received some documentation through from them. So this is effectively what I got once I logged into the account that they sort of set up for you on their website. So what it does is it gives you details in terms of the device that you submitted, and then it gives you sort of red and green lights in terms of everything that was okay and what was not okay with it. So the valuation that I was given, even straight up on the website, was £80. They did actually match that valuation once they checked it. Now on this particular slide, the only real concern that I've not actually gone back to him about this, but because it doesn't really make any difference at this point, but just at the bottom there it says locked. Now this device was actually purchased directly from Apple. I actually purchased two iPhone 6s Pluses straight from Apple, so there's no reason why this device would actually be locked. The device was fully reset, so it can't even be an iCloud lock or anything. Follow the instructions fully. So that's the only thing on this particular screen, but obviously it didn't cause an issue, so there's no real big deal in terms of it showing as that. So yeah, just here you can see on the quote valuation it actually shows us £80, and then the actual valuation was £80. Now strangely enough, I was actually looking at the Apple website again a couple of days ago, and it actually shows the valuation having gone up to £85 now. £80 was actually the maximum back at the time, so £80 was max what they would have given me for a 6s Plus. Now considering this basically was in pretty good condition, it wasn't perfect condition to be fair. It had been used by my daughter, and the case that she had on it wasn't very good. So basically just around the charging port where I had a skin on the phone, because the skin was on there, you couldn't really tell if you were getting any scratches or not. The skin had actually just peeled away, so there were a few scratches on it, but considering it's probably about 4 or 5 years old device, it was still pretty good. And then this, so this is the actual dates in terms of how long it took. So the initial quote was done on the 24th. They sent out some paperwork and the actual packaging and everything a few days later. I think it was about 2 or 3 days later. It took a few days to actually arrive. I think that was the longest hold up in this whole process, the fact that it's dealt with through Royal Mail, and basically even though it was prepaid envelope that they provide and everything, it just basically Royal Mail is just useless in that sense at this time of the year. Packages that should be getting delivered there next day can take 3 or 4 days. And then as you can see, 2nd of December was basically when they actually confirmed what I'd put in the last video, that obviously the phone was as described. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy process in terms of sending it back. The valuation itself is a lot lower than what you'd probably be able to get if you sold it privately, but it's the ease of this and not having to worry about any accessories, not having to worry about anybody coming back to you claiming that the device isn't as you advertise, any of that. And obviously it gives you, the way that they pay you is you're just sent a Apple gift card through your email essentially. Originally I was kind of confused because here they actually put well, not in this one, but in the email they actually put that obviously we will be sending you a gift card. Now I would have thought if they've matched the valuation that they would have done it instantly. And the other thing is, when you actually send off your device initially on the website, it does actually state that if you're not happy with the quote, then you can actually choose to just have the phone returned. Now I'm guessing that is only a factor if they don't match the valuation that you were given on the website. So in this case, because they matched it, there was no reason, because effectively you've already agreed to the £80 for this particular device. So if, say for example, it came to 75 or 60 or something like that, then I believe possibly you would have been given that option to actually say no and have the device returned, and then obviously you can try and sell it privately. But with this there was no option. The email that they sent out literally just stated that they've matched the valuation and you'll be getting a gift card through soon. The £80 gift card I actually used and put that towards the AirPods Max that I ordered, so they only ended up costing me what, 460, something like that. So it was a little bit of a saving. Basically, I knew I was going to be buying more Apple products anyway, so it kind of makes sense to have these gift cards that basically just gives me a discount closer to the time whenever I'm buying those particular devices. But yeah, this was just a look at what this process entails, because how things are dealt with everywhere else in the world and how they're dealt with here in the UK can differ quite a lot. I mean, even the Apple upgrade program here in the UK is dealt with through external companies, and I believe Barclays is the one that actually deals with it here in the UK. So effectively you have to go through credit agreements and all the rest of it, and that process is never simple. Originally, I think it was around the iPhone 7 Plus launch, I actually was considering doing the Apple upgrade program because I was looking to buy a new one every year anyway, so it kind of made sense to me at that time. But once I actually looked at how lengthy the process is with Barclays, and the fact that you have to sign up to credit agreements, and they add in all sorts of clauses for missed payments and all sorts of different things that basically banks do here, and because of that I was just completely put off with it. It was never even a case of having to pay monthly. It was just a option that basically I would have taken if it was available. But basically the way I do it now, where I just pay in full, I think that just works better for me anyway. But that process was very convoluted and very, very long-winded. It involved you trying to set something up before a product launch, which was never going to work. And I've not spoken to a single person since that program has actually started in the UK who's able to do that and have a product on launch day, for the simple reason that there's so many hoops that you have to jump through. With this, it's completely opposite, where this is very straightforward. It was all just done and dusted basically through the app. I never needed to actually speak to anybody. I did send the company a email with confirmation of the receipt that I actually received for sending the device. You don't get any tracking or anything, but you do get a receipt, and that's just proof of postage. So I did send them that in an email, just to prove that the device has been sent. But realistically, there's no need for you to actually do that. All you would have to do is go on the website, get the quote, put in your serial number and everything. They send you the package the box and everything that you send your device back in. You send it off, and that's it. And you just wait for your quote. As long as the device is as you described it, then more than likely it'll be value matched, and you'll get your gift card in a few days. That was the whole process essentially. I didn't actually do a video on it previously because it was so fast and so easy that it kind of just went unnoticed, and the gift card came through. You just redeem that and it's added into your wallet, and then when you go to buy anything with Apple through the App Store, it actually gives you the option to add that as a payment method as well. So it'll basically deduct that gift card balance first, and then it'll take payment from whatever other payment method that you actually choose. So yeah, nice and easy. It's not the best price. Obviously it's not going to be the best price. These kind of trade-ins never are. If you sell privately, it's always going to be better. But at this time of the year, I just couldn't be bothered with the hassle of trying to find buyers for that device. And considering how old it is as well, it probably wouldn't have had much more value anyway. I got £80 for it. Probably if I sold it privately with the box and all the accessories, it was probably only worth about £120, £130 anyway. So it's not a massive difference between what I was given and what I would have had to dealt with privately. But obviously you avoid all the hassle. The one thing that this does do is it leaves you with the box and all the accessories. So if you wanted to, you could obviously, the box, people still buy them. You could literally just put it on for a couple of quid on eBay or something. But the accessories, obviously, now that they're not including chargers and everything, you could probably sell them or just bundle them with a different package that you're selling. But yeah, that was the whole process. So hopefully anybody else out there that was wondering about this process, this gives you a bit more information in terms of how it's actually dealt with. And yeah, I can confirm it is quite straightforward for this particular device. With iPads and other devices, possibly it might be a little bit different, especially with Macs, but with the iPhones it's pretty straightforward. And basically if you're looking at doing it, then yeah, this is probably the sort of experience you're going to have, where it's literally just a few clicks, you send off the actual device. That's probably the most time consuming part of the whole process, just the fact that you have to package the device and actually go to a post office to send it off. And right now obviously with half well, most of our country in lockdown restrictions, it just means it's taking time out of your day. I would have preferred it if they did something like Amazon, where they actually give you an option to just package the item, print off the label, and then have it collected by a courier. But obviously they've chosen to do prepaid Royal Mail packages, so obviously that's the method that you have to do until they offer something different. Maybe on the more expensive products they might offer other options, because I'm guessing they're not going to be wanting to send a Mac through Royal Mail, because that's the last thing you would do. But with something like the iPhone, I'm guessing it's probably just done on valuation. If I do have any other devices that I do trade in the future, obviously I'll do an updated video and I'll report my experience on that. But for this, pretty straightforward, and yeah, anybody out there that's thinking about doing it, this is basically what you're going to have.